So Valero in the red and gold and in the white trunks with the red and green trim is Zavaleta. Here we go. Skipping forward. To the right of your screen is the southpaw. Jabbing with his right hand is Edwin Valero. Very powerful puncher. He can be wild. Mentioned that he was banned from fighting in the United States because of a head injury that occurred outside the ring. He went to fight in New York a few years ago, and they said, no, he can't fight. That caused him to be banned in all of the United States. But he's had several fights since then, and he's had no problems. And he said that the bleed was never on his brain. It was just under the scalp, and that's it. And he can prove that, so they're going to try and get him eligible to fight in the United States. But right now, he's got to defeat Zaid Zavaleta. And you see how awkward Valero is, but he's got tons of power.
Zavaleta will be trying to score with the right-hand lead against this hard-punching lefty. Double left hook if he gets the chance. And then try to keep his lead foot outside of Valero's foot. But he's in the corner. He doesn't want to be there, and he's already got some trouble.
He was kind of sitting on the ropes, and he's just loading up shots here. This isn't where Zavaleta wants to be. You got to grab him, or you got to slide down the ropes and get out of there. He's already felt the power of Valero here in the first round. This kid from Venezuela living in Tokyo doing a great job here in round one, and he's got Zavaleta in a little bit of trouble right now. Zavaleta's heels down on the canvas, and Valero just doesn't stop throwing punches. He's swarming him. And only halfway through the first round, and already it's all Valero.
It's target practice for him right now.
Straight left hand that time. Don't forget the left hand is his power punch for the southpaw. Valero with his back here loads up the left hand again. Wild with the right hand is Zavaleta. Zavaleta doing everything he can. This is where he wants to fight this guy as best he can. And you got to hold him off with his jab. He's making a huge mistake. He's putting his head down, Dave, when he's going in. Open for a big uppercut.
Well, he's trying to throw the right hand lead. He's looking to try and get positioning on the inside. We've got that righty-lefty scenario with the heads that you always worry about. This is the time for Zavaleta to survive. Look for the right hand lead. If he doesn't get it, use the ring.
Well, Zavaleta got the straight right hand down the middle that time, but it didn't really catch Valero. Valero to the left of your screen gets caught that time with the left hand and the right hand back, but he has to pay for it because he gets nailed by a powerful left hand. And again, it is the power left hand by Valero, who's a southpaw. He throws with a lot of power with both hands. His right hook is there it was right there. Holds him down with the forearm, clips him back. Pabon has got to get in quick and get out. He doesn't want to get nailed either. There's the power of Valero on top of Zavaleta all the time. Zavaleta not doing much at all here in the first round, doing the best he can to hold this guy off and survive some rounds to hopefully, in his mind, wear down Valero and get him into the deep water. Water that he hasn't experienced. That time he said, and down he goes. He'll take the standing 8 count. It wasn't a big shot, but he caught him off balance and nailed him. I think it was a left hook there. In his case, the left-hand power shot. As he's a southpaw, the bell ends, and at the closing seconds of the first round, Zavaleta goes down. So that's a big first round for Valero.
Zavaleta gets through, but at a big price. And when you're going in against an offensive machine, it's so much easier said than done about trying to get through the round and survive.
Across the way.
Valero almost had a knockdown early in the round, and then this left-hand power shot creates the knockdown at the end of the round.
Well, look at where it lands, folks, the left hand. Right on the forehead, and down he goes.
Now, earlier in the round, he almost had a knockdown. It looked like he expected Zavaleta to go down, so he stepped back, and Zavaleta was able to stay up.
Coming up to round number 2, scheduled for 12. And Edwin Valero, who doesn't go to the second round very often in his career, is into the second round now. Valero in his last fight, by the way, against Nobuto Onmo, did go 8 rounds. And then he had a first-round knockout victory over Michael Losada in his other fight this year, which was back in January of 07. And, of course, he won the title by going 10 rounds against Vicente Mosquera in Panama City. Well, this guy could go rounds if he has to, but it doesn't look like he's going to have to go too many rounds in this fight against Zavaleta because nothing is working for Zavaleta.
Zavaleta is smothering now and just trying to outlast Valero and get himself caught up.
Nothing he does defensively, Dave, is working. Look at his 3 left hands in a row. And Valero's just kind of swarming Zavaleta, even though Zavaleta's trying to be on the assault.
Zavaleta's getting warned about smothering, holding, and hitting and everything, but for him, points are irrelevant. He has to survive. He's not going to win this fight on a decision. He has to try to get through some rounds here, whatever it takes. If they take a point, whatever. He's trying to smother. He's trying to work the clock here until he finds something that will work. The right hand lead would be good, but he's a little bit gun-shy now.
Now look at this. He's getting hit every place, and he could be dazed a little bit, not totally recovered because the knockdown, although it wasn't a big knockdown, it was at the tail end of round number 1, and maybe he's not totally recovered from that. He's doing the best he can, Dave, trying to swarm him, but he's got to survive some rounds here. He's taking some real good headshots by Valero. Valero's awkward, Dave, is a southpaw. He's very tough to fight, and he's got considerable power, and he's loaded with confidence, and he's in great condition. He lives to fight.
When you get a guy pouring at you with big power, your reaction time is not quite there. The doubt is there. But for Zavaleta, he's got to get close enough to at least tie up and just stretch out the fight a little bit. If the right hand lead is there, throw it. That's his weapon. That's his opportunity against the guy who's a whirlwind machine here.
Of course, Manny Pacquiao is the premier junior lightweight, but this guy, Valero and Pacquiao, are headed for a clash, I believe.
And the interesting thing is, talking about it earlier, 2 power-punching lefties. They want to match these guys up, and it would be a great fight. This is another version of Pacquiao here, Valero. Same style, same buzzsaw mentality.
A little bit more awkward than Manny Pacquiao, though, which will make the fight even that much more interesting.
You don't want exact carbon copies, but guys who fight the same way.
Zavaleta just trying to survive the second round with 12 seconds to go here. Hasn't been able to do much offensively. Got hit with 2 pretty good left hands. And he's measuring him now with the left hand. Look at his head getting rocked. And referee almost, I don't know whether he's anticipating the end of the round because they have lights here in the corners to indicate the last 10 seconds of the round, or he was almost getting ready to stop that fight. But that's a big round again for Valero. Zavaleta down at the end of the first round and beaten up here in the second round.
Valero catching Zavaleta on the way in. Scores with some big shots. He's smart enough to go to the body. Clubbing work here. He just keeps the spinning, the activity, will not allow himself to get tied up. That's one thing that's very good about the way he fights. You know, when you're a guy coming forward, you don't let yourself get tied up, and he did not.
Veteran referee Luis Pabon from Puerto Rico jumps in there as quick as he can, anticipating once he saw that red light go on. And it's kind of academic the way it looks to me right now. And while there's a good buzz in the crowd, people are just anticipating Valero's knockout of Zavaleta. And Zavaleta lives here in Mexico, but they know that he's overmatched against Valero. But then again, everybody that's faced him has been sort of overmatched. I don't know. What do you do if you're Zavaleta? Hit him with a low blow, do something to change the course, because nothing he's doing is working. You can't hold him off.
Well, the first element, survival. You throw something, and even the low blows aren't going to work. He's backing up all the time. What he started to do at the beginning of round 2 would have been smart, but Valero will not allow himself to get tied up. He's always moving, so you try to put your arms around him, and he's not there. The guy's just too good. He's on a different level.
If Valero lands many more clean head blows, the referee, Pabon, has a cause to stop this fight, because it's clear to me that Zavaleta just can't hang in here with this champion. This champion is too good, and he's hit him with a lot of head blows already. And as soon as Zavaleta indicates to the ref that he can't defend himself, this fight's going to be stopped. Minute 56, 54, 53 seconds to go. There's another big shot, and that's it. The fight's all over. And it's a good stoppage. He clipped him with a big right hand. It's a good stoppage because this kid Zavaleta was going to get ever so many more shots to the head. I mean, this kid, Edwin Valero, looks unstoppable in this division, but Manny Pacquiao might have something to say about that.